Stand up, you don't have to be afraid. Get down, love is like a hurricane. Street boy, no I never could pretend, but better believe it. Guilty till I'm proven innocent. Whiplash, heavy metal accident. Rock on, I wanna be president. I love it loud, I wanna hear it loud, right between the eyes. Loud, I wanna hear it loud, don't want no compromise. Hello NYWCites and welcome to another edition of my recaps. I am the NYWC administrator of the message board, Robert Lottie. Tour de Circus 2013 was a great show and a great way to end 2013 for the New York Wrestling Connection. The show kicked off with the Battle of the Beaver Boys as Alex Reynolds defeated John Silver in a very competitive opening matchup. Silver had things going his way until Reynolds countered an Oklahoma roll. Our next matchup saw tag team action as Apollyon and Bill Carr defeated Milk Chocolate, Brandon Watts, and Randy Summers. Why are Apollyon and Bill Carr, why they're still coming through that side door, I don't understand, and their music didn't even play, so I don't get that. Up next, J. Rowe, Jolly Roger, whatever you want to call him, comes out, and he talked about last month he and Johnny Silver stole the show, and he said he was no longer going to be teaming with J. Red, and they would be known as Boats and Hoes, and it was quite a, Roger issued an open challenge, and out came former TNA star Jesse Neal to the ring, and that led up to J. Rowe defeating Jesse Neal in a very good matchup. Up next, the Lariat DJ Hyde defeated King Mega in a great battle of big men. Up next in the six-person intergender matchup, Mikey Whipwreck, Stockade, and their crazy bitch, Chrissy Rivera, took on Marty Bell, Matt Justice, and Jesse Vane. It appeared that Mikey Whipwreck had pinned Marty Bell, but referee Corey Price came out with the rule book explaining that the men could not get physical with the women, and as a result, the decision was reversed as Marty Bell, Matt Justice, and Jesse Vane defeat Mikey Whipwreck, Stockade, and Chrissy Rivera, and as a result, the Starlet and Tag Team Champions retained their respective titles. From there was intermission at that point. After that, we kicked off the second half of the show with a six-way suicidal match, which saw the Grim Reaper defeat Alvin Alvarez, Reckless and Wasted JT Kaysen, Chainsaw Joe Gacy, or whatever his nickname is now, Sozio, and Alpha Breed Chris Edel. May have gotten his last name wrong, folks. Very good matchup, and Grim Reaper on a bit of a winning streak in NYWC. Next matchup saw Rack and Sack, Nicky Adams, and Dickie Rods defeat Jay Red and Justin Toxic in a fun match. Nice to see Rack and Sack finally got their first win as a tag team. And what can be described as a pure wrestling dream or clinic, Drew Gulak defeats the Greek god Papa Don. Very surprised that Papa Don tapped out and this match ended in a submission, but very competitive match, and someday it would be great to have Drew Gulak back in the company for NYWC. Up next was an Extreme Rules match, which saw Just Incredible defeat Matt Striker. Very brutal matchup, which saw Incredible bleed profusely. I think, they went a little too far with Striker bringing a six-pack of beer, pouring it in Incredible's mouth, pouring supposedly painkillers or whatever kind of pills were in that medicine bottle, and supposedly rolling a blunt. I don't know if that was actual weed or not, but it was. I think they went a little too. I think it went a little too far with that. Incredible put Striker away with the That's Incredible tombstone pile driver through a table, and Striker needed to be helped backstage by many referees, and I believe Shane and John Kersey even came out to help. In our main event, tag team action, No Fear Mike Mondo and Flawless Blake Morris defeated Francis Kipling Stevens and the Big O when the Lariat DJ Hyde hit O with a lariat, and Mondo pins the Big O, and for the first time since debuting in NYWC, the Big O was pinned. On a personal notes now, it was great seeing James McGrady, Jim Lundis, John Kurz, Shane, Neil, Raleigh. I don't think we encountered each other. Great to have my cousin Edward at the show, and hopefully things will work out with his bands. Great having Jessica sitting by us. Welcome back Charlie and his son Josh. Welcome back Don, who I hadn't seen since last Psycho Circus back in February 2013. Turned out Don knows my cousin Edward, which was shocking to me. What do we have next? A lot of CZW chants took place in the crowd for some of the wrestlers. Great seeing Tim from the Control Center selling his merchandise. The crowd was a little down, I guess, because it's almost Christmas, and people probably took their money and went Christmas shopping with it. Well, here's some memorable quotes. "It's my Christmas card!" Steven Scogan after Big O was pinned by Mike Mondo in the tag team match. "They don't deserve a hashtag." Josh, when I mentioned something about milk chocolate. They don't get the hashtag. It's their singing that got the hashtag. Me in response to Josh. "I watch your show." Brandon from 1495 Sports when he saw me before the event began. By the way, it was nice seeing Brandon and Stacy from 1495 Sports, and hope their Toys for Tots drive was pretty good for successful for themselves. Great seeing Aisling, Ava, Kat, Michelle, Brian Vitko. Wondering what's going on with Big Time Rush. They haven't been seen since House of Madness in October. Wow. Well, I guess we went off to the after party down at Twisted Shamrock thanks to my cousin Edward, who didn't enter himself. He just went to go meet up with a friend. I surprised Jessica by playing Madonna's Crazy for You on the jukebox, and I did notice a few other people actually began to dance a little bit themselves. Great seeing James McGrady, Lewis, aka B Monton B. Dang it! What else is there now? Well, it was a great way to cap off 2013 for NYWC, and well, actually, here's a match wish list I've got for Sideshow Saturday, January 25th at the NYWC Sportatorium. I'd like to see Big O one-on-one with DJ Hyde for costing him the tag match. I'd like to see Grim Reaper one-on-one with Alvin Alvarez. I'd like to see Francis Kipling Stevens against Flawless Blake Morris for the Fusion title. I'm wondering, since the Masters of the Mat will return at Psycho Circus February 15th, who will the other two participants be besides Alex Reynolds and John Silver? That might be a show stealer come Psycho Circus, especially since it was shelved away previously. Great night of NYWC action, and I actually ended up going back to Twisted Shamrock because Jessica left her autographed picture of Matt Stryker on the chair. Well, definitely a great time, and Sure hope 2014 ends up a memorable year. And keep in mind, NYWC rules!